Puerto Rico. Yeah. Thanks, Bob.
I'm a night rider. You know, I was looking for that song to try to put as the intro for this shit.
Dude, it's
I could not
nowhere, but I
find
could
it.
email it to you.
Okay, get that because that'd be tough as
I'll
a
email it
as
to
an
you
intro.
because I
I feel.
have never posted that.
Really?
That's original.
I was scourging the internet. I could not find it.
I just never decided to upload that because it's all original on that. Like everything from the bottom to the top is all done from scratch. It's produced by Hunter. You know Hunter?
Yeah.
So he's a wizard with it, and then all of the mixing, all of that was from Fen, and it's all original.
Oh, shit,
it's all me.
Shit, yeah.
And so I just never put it on SoundCloud or anything because I thought that would be a waste. Like this is something that's streamable.
Yeah. I was wondering because that was one of my questions I had for you because I have trouble having an intro song, and yours is consistent. Like it has the intro song every time, so you get used to it. Like you're like waiting for it and wanting it. And I have I make songs myself, so you think I'd have a song to put there, but I don't. I
do
put
something
different songs every time, and I just can't settle with one.
Which is very cool.
I was gonna ask you how'd you get that, but how'd you know that was the one? But it's because of what you just said. Like you had it saved.
It's original. It's all saved. But I also have other songs that are like that. That are all originals. I have like 6. I have an EP that we just never finished mixing that recorded like 8 years ago. And the thing about Knight Rider that's perfect for it to be an intro is that it's about a lifestyle that I don't live anymore.
I was going to ask you that too, because I was wondering, because I went back to some older episodes too, and you were talking about how you are on kind of your sober shit and whatnot. And my struggle is fucking with weed every time.
California sober.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. But I was like, I hope he has some nugget for me to be like, this weed, it's okay because of this, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because that's what my struggle is all the time is fucking weed. Like alcohol, I don't really drink like that.
But is it your struggle? Like, what does it stop you from doing?
I think it just makes me content with where I'm at, and if I'm not smoking, I'll level up to that next level and do I will be mad about what I'm doing. Like I need more.
Yeah.
And like if I smoke, I'm happy with what I have. Kind of thing. So that's the problem there. I feel.
I think for me, it's like much like anything in life. It's a tool. So it's like before I go to bed or when I'm done with my day, like that's my achievement.
I don't do that. I use it. I like.
You wake up
like a Bible would say drunken. I'm like drunken with it. Yeah, like I wake up, hit the pen, fucking. If I got some weed, I'll fucking roll up a blunt right before work. So it's like the wine thing. It's like don't be drunken kind of thing.
I haven't smoked weed before work.
Really?
Well,
if you haven't done it and you can't do that. Like just going back.
Like
What do you do for work?
I'm a tool setter.
Okay, because you never really say it in the podcast.
I'm just a tradesman.
You always just like saying shit. Like,
and it's like not as cool as like a plumber or an electrician. Like I'm not a guy that could go, I got my own tool setting company. But it is a skilled trade in the state of Connecticut. Yeah. It's through the Department of Labor. You go through an apprenticeship. I got an apprenticeship card and all of that. So it's not like it's not like you're an electrician or a plumber or something where you can eventually get licensed to do it for yourself. So I work for a stamping company. What we do is take anything in this house right now. Okay.
That chair.
For example, that chair. Now on that chair you have a cover stand, right? But underneath that black cover on the bottom that holds the legs together, there's a metal one. Yeah. We would take a flat piece of metal and turn it into that. Even the legs of the chair. So
you're working with like heavy duty shit?
Yeah.
So that's why you can't show up fucking high.
Well, between that, driving the forklift, probably my lack of attention to detail while I'm stoned.
Yeah.
It's for me, it's just cool off. I'm just cooling off. Yeah. I had a long day of doing everything that I needed to do and everything I wanted to do.
I wish I did that. I did that for a little bit, but then I found myself just wanting like, I can't wait till the end of the day, just fucking do this, you know what I mean? Like I'm going home real quick, just
to burn.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So but I didn't do it long enough to make that a cycle. So maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
Is that more of so that is like an addictive pattern?
Yeah. Sure.
Even what I do, that could be considered an addictive pattern. The difference between, for me, and for a lot of people, there are a lot of people who turn their lives around by just smoking weed.
Oh yeah.
You know? And I never did like heroin or dope, but what I did was live a lifestyle that wasn't consistent with my potential. And that was because of the substances I was introducing to myself. And it became my main focus. Now the main thing is the main thing, which is try to be the best person you can, try to level up every day, and challenge yourself in one way or another. Whether it's your creativity, your physical, your mental, no matter what it is, you have to have a challenge every day. You have to have something to hang your hat on. That's what helps me go to bed at night.
Yeah.
Drinking and doing blow and Xans, that was not, I wasn't even thinking like that when I was in that time.
Yeah, he's like, you think you're having fun, but you're not even there. You don't even fucking.
Exactly.
I was just listening to that fucking episode. That was funny, which was, I think it was your third episode, and my third episode of my podcast is titled Sober Jur, which I was on my like week journey of being sober, like no weed or nothing. And I was fucking.
What was one thing you noticed about that week?
I was way more productive, and I was able to have like less anxiety like in public situations, like going to the store, and like I'll be able to look at someone in the eye, or like a girl.
Bro, you go into the store and you're like,
I'm like, dude, I can talk to people. Like a girl goes by, I can be like, hey, what's up, or something, without being like, oh, I can't say nothing to her.
Isn't it funny how 3 words can be so difficult to say?
Oh yeah,
just like, because of what your eyes are seeing. Like all of a sudden, like, bro, I could sit down and have a conversation with you, right? And if I was macking it to a woman like this, she'd be like, wow, this is a cool ass dude.
But now you just.
But then but I'm seeing you, you know? I'm just seeing my boy Jur.
Yeah.
If you were on the other side of the couch and you were a fine ass woman.
If you acted, you're like, all right. So.
But a good girl will always find that endearing. A good girl will always find that endearing. That like if you're nervous around
That's why it's easier to talk to uglier women. I'm gonna say it right now. That's why these ugly women winning. Y'all need to dump down a little bit.
Yeah, so I stopped at a gas station before I came here to grab a protein bar, and I saw my first girlfriend ever, like 6th grade type John.
I'd never seen her like since middle school, high
school, and everything. And it was a thing where like my friend said I should date you. You're my boyfriend now. And then my friend said I'm not gonna date you anymore. You're not my boyfriend.
All in the 6th grade.
Like less than the 6th grade. Like I don't even know if we made it out of lunch. You know what I'm saying?
But then you caught feelings, but she was playing games.
Well, dude, I mean, I'm a lover boy, so I'll naturally catch feelings
you
if it's a pretty
songs
girl.
About her in the early days.
Oh, for sure. Like the first song I ever wrote. I mean, bro, I wrote my first song in 6th grade.
Wow.
But I seen her, and I knew it was her just because I looked into her eyes. But if I didn't look into her eyes and see her eyes, I would not have recognized her at all. It looks like she's melting.
Really? You had her in her prime?
Yeah.
I had a few chicks I saw like that. But
it's like, damn, good thing I got out, right?
Yeah.
Good thing I jumped on board.
So what, she talked? She was like, hey, what's up? Or?
She didn't even, I don't think she recognized me.
Oh, okay.
Bro, people from high school don't even recognize me anymore.
You lock eyes with somebody randomly and like you went to high school, but you don't really know, and like you guys look at each other, and you both know each other, but you just don't say anything.
I've seen this motherfucker before.
Yeah, like you just don't, but you don't say nothing.
Where I know them from?
Right?
No idea.
But then you start staring, and then you can't stare too long.
Right, but you both do.
Sometimes I have people come up to me like, "Yo, Kasim," I have no idea who they are too.
That happens to me all the time.
Like I know who they are and
That's
shit.
kind of our life.
Yeah.
Like if you think about it, like listen, we're almost like low key celebrities.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck it. What did I use the word? Local celebrity. You know what time? I know exactly who it was too. It was this dude Floyd. You know Floyd?
Yeah.
It was Floyd. This is years ago too. This is probably like 5 years ago, dude. I was in Walmart, and I don't know if you know this dude, Renford. You call him Black Kid?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm in Walmart. That's his name.
I can't believe he calls
Black
himself
Kid,
that.
right? That's his rap name. Like I've had songs with him. He goes by Black Kid. I'm like, he's been on my podcast. I'm like, yo, introduce him, Black Kid.
He's a poet.
Yeah, he is. He is. So definitely is. Someone was showing him love, like Too Short or something on Instagram one time.
Too short.
Yeah. What's he gonna say?
Blow the whistle.
Yeah. So 5 years. I'm in Walmart with my son, and then it's Floyd that comes up to me, and he's like, "Yo, Seam, what up? How you been?" Da, da, da. And then in my mind, like, who is this dude? Like, I don't know who this is, because he has dreads at this point. And before I seen him, he did not have dreads. He had like, you know, whatever he had before. And I'm just like, who is this dude? I'm trying to calculate. I'm like talking to him, like, yeah. He's continued talking to me for like 2-3 minutes, and then in the middle of it, I'm like, oh, this is Black Kid. In my mind, I'm like, oh, I know who this is. I'm like, oh yeah, hit me up, da da da. And then later, as I'm like walking down or something, I'm like, wait.
Should I have said that?
That wasn't Black Kid. That was fucking Floyd, bro.
Wait, did you call him by name or not?
No, I didn't, which is great.
That's the best move.
Which is great.
That's always the move. When I was.
Imagine I said Black Kid.
Right. He would have been like, yeah, you too.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Kinda.
Later kid, like.
Bro, that's funny though to me. Like, how does he know you? It's got to be from partying or something.
Not from. I used to chill at Ben's house a lot, and he was boys with Ben.
Oh, he was always rolling through there. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense then, because he's older than me.
Yeah.
I think he's a year older than me. And he's built like a house now.
Is he?
Like, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He was going through a transformation as he was fucking not a transformation like that. You gotta be careful how you say that. He was getting healthy, you know what I mean?
That's not transforming, dude.
That's transforming to your ultimate self.
No, hey, sure.
Did you have transfer? I have so many notes for you, bro. You said you wrote your song in 6th grade.
My first song, yeah.
I met you. I don't know if it was. I wasn't in 6th grade. It was pretty young though, because I remember meeting you through Vianney. I remember going up near the East School, and he's like, "Yo, yeah, this," because it was like when he was like trying to really be on his rap stuff. He was like, "Yeah, this one dude, he opened up for Tech Nine, all this stuff, showing all this stuff, showed us the fucking Fat Like Us song."
So.
Couldn't find that by the way too.
Real quick, by the way, gotta stop. Got to step there for a second. Just to say, I personally never opened for Tech Nine.
But you were around.
I was around.
Okay.
My older brother was a music engineer.
Yeah.
That's what introduced me into making music, period. He brought me to my first concert when I was 9 years old, a Twisted and Bone Thugs and Harmony concert.
Okay.
Just little 9-year-old kid there. What are you doing? In Poughkeepsie, New York at the Chance. The last concert I saw there was DaBaby, okay? Which was the last time he's ever played in a venue like that. It's a very small place, probably takes 300, 400 people.
Back when he was in the diaper?
He was past diaper. Like, this was like when Suge was out. Like, when that album that went for him.
Oh, he was going up.
But my older brother, music engineered this guy's music, Loon, who was the regional opener. We went all around year after year after year every time Tech Nine came to New England and played all of his shows there. And Loon would call me on stage for the end of the set from time to time, but generally I was more selling merchandise for Loon.
Did you get to meet him?
Oh, yeah, we mingled. We intermingled all the time. It was so cool. I met the guys from Potluck who were on a record label with the Cottonmouth Kings for a long time, and we used to chop it up every single night. They gave me great advice. Chris Calico, who's always on stage with Tech Nine, he told me to focus on school and make sure that I do that first thing. Like, great people.
You think if you saw them now, they'd be like, yo.
I think if I would have to explain who I was.
Yeah, and then they'd be like, yo, you was that kid?
Yeah.
And you'd be like, what?
Yeah.
They'd
be like, Bump? Like, really? Like that little fat kid that used to sell loons, bro? That's exactly how it would go.
Dude, that's crazy. Cause that's what when you were in Metro. I also remember back when they used to sell salvia at fucking Wasteland. It just used to be like legal at Wasteland for some reason. But you had a neighbor that was growing it outside of their.
You remember that?
Outside of their front yard or something, and then you were like, "Yeah, well,
that had to have been a Vianney idea."
Yeah, it definitely was, because he was like, "Yeah, there's one right there. We can like try to take." I don't think he ended up taking it, but he was plotting on taking it.
No,
like,
we tried and it wasn't anything.
Oh, like he had like a security system or something. I don't know what.
No, we definitely took some. We took some from the guy's yard.
Okay, I wasn't there that day.
But the thing is like, you didn't dry it out. Like, you didn't dry it out to make it smokable. But what's up with
salvia being sold in fucking Wasteland? Just even in general, it's like, what the fuck? This fucking, imagine it's just some 14-year-old kid just like
K2?
That same shit.
People were bugged out on K2, and then the people were eating dudes' faces off in Miami.
Really? From the K2?
And that's what spice. That's what bath salts is.
I worked with a dude like 4 years ago that was smoking K2. I was like, what? They still got that, bro? He's like, yeah, I'm on probation. I got it. And then we'd be in the car and like you could smell it. It's like, what are we doing, dude?
That is the trap. That is exactly what I'm talking about when you're like in the stranglehold.
Yeah.
And it's
like,
real
at that
because
point, you gotta.
it's sad.
Yeah, start smoking cigarettes at that point. God, no, I'm saying don't start smoking cigarettes. But over K2, I don't know.
I would.
If someone put you got to smoke this K2, you have to smoke this cigarette. Would you?
I'm smoking the cigarette.
Exactly.
And I'm going for a run right after.
Might as well get some Newport Lights.
Dude, I mean,
I never smoked a cigarette before, but
you never smoked a cigarette?
God bless you. When I was like 9 or 8 or 9 or I think 9, 10. My mom, my stepdad smoked cigarettes, and she was lighting us. She didn't smoke cigarettes either, but she was lighting the cigarette for my stepdad on the stove, and he was upstairs. She's like, "You take a puff of this to keep it lit, because it's gonna go out upstairs." And I thought she was fucking me. I'm like, "No."
She said that to you.
I'm like, "No, what the fuck?" And then
it's like, "Hey, grab the wheel."
Yeah. I'm like, "No." And then she's like, "No, for real, do it." And then I'm like,
was she
okay,
testing you?
Maybe, I don't know. And then I went, and then I coughed my lungs out, obviously, like one little thing. And then since then, I just never, I was like, why would I want to do that?
Yeah.
So maybe that's good.
That's great. I'm happy that happened
maybe it's
for
not.
you.
Maybe it's,
I'm really happy
that made me never want to try a cigarette, I'll tell you that.
My boys, like, were all smoking growing up. And I didn't smoke weed until... And to say until this point is kind of crazy because I was young still. I was in 8th grade. So that's 2008.
Yeah,
that would make me 14.
Yeah, that's the year.
I was 14 years old, and it was May 21st, 2014.
Oh, you know the fucking day.
Bro, we used to call it playing baseball because, like, when we were in school, we weren't going to be like, yo, you want to smoke pot after school? We were like, hey, you want to play some baseball?
Yeah. Someone used to call it playing, going painting or something. And I went with the kid. I was riding bikes with him, and it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna go paint at this dude's house. And then once I got there and realized what they were doing, I was like, nah, I'm just gonna leave, and like went off with my bike.
Yeah.
Started smoking like 6 months later.
Right.
I
was the same way.
We were gonna play baseball, and then. So how do you get started?
But I smoked my first cigarette before that.
Okay.
At 420 that year.
Oh wow. Oh, 420. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette.
My mom always smoked growing up, so I always saw her, and then like I saw my boys smoking, and I was like, all right, so. It's got to be cool, right?
Yeah.
And, yeah, it was, you know.
But the first time you're smoking, you're not coughing your lungs out and being, oh, that's disgusting. I'm not trying that again. I guess I did the same thing with weed, though. Still
you kind of like, well, sometimes you get guided, too. They're like, oh, don't do it like that. Do it like that.
Yeah, slow draw.
Remember, he ain't even inhaling.
Yeah.
He ain't even inhaling. You're not getting high off that.
You question yourself, am I inhaling?
Bro, now you get high and you're like, am I alive?
Yeah.
Is this real life?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm baked and
there was only mids around for, I don't know for about you, but back in the day, there was only mids, I feel. And like maybe you get some Beasters or something like.
Remember when the Blue Dream came through?
You got some Blue Dream, which is probably some like regular kind of low grade shit now, but
it's like 25% at the dispensary.
Train wreck or fucking.
How much was the most you ever paid for an eighth?
Back in the day, or just like in general, all of my life?
Like back in the day.
Oh, we probably paid like. Because it's like, you're getting $10 for 0.5, dude. So, like, holy shit. Oh, shit, probably like $60 for an eighth or something.
That's wild.
I'm guessing, right? I remember one time buying from this dude.
Because that's how much I paid,
10 grams for $10. Or, no, I mean, 100 grams for... No, 10 grams for $100. But I wasn't for me. It was for this white girl I was with. And then,
nice.
I'm bleeping the name out. I'm saying the name. It was fucking sold it to fucking. I'm beeping this name out too.
Holy
back in the
shit,
day,
dude.
Yeah. I'll bleep it all out. All that's bleeped out. We started right here. So yeah, but but I remember that was like the situation I was in. But then later in life, I realized I was like, wow,
10
he
grams
played
for
her.
$100.
Yeah. I was like, wow, he played her like later on in life.
Dude, so yeah, I paid $70 for an eighth before, like $10 all the way up every half gram.
But yeah, that's where.
And then I remember
like
60 an eighth being a deal.
Yeah.
And then you had 4 people throwing in money, and everybody's smoking, and you're smoking the whole eighth.
On 0.5.
Exactly. You're rolling pinners with Swisher Sweets. Yeah. Dude, yeah. So that's what it was,
How
right?
How are we getting high? Why can't we go back to that? Like, why can't we go back to 8 people in the room? But we've been to like AP's house. But there's fucking 20 blunts going on. There's not just that one
That's
pinner.
so much.
There's not that one
I
pinner
can't
going
smoke
down.
blunts anymore. That's how I know I'm an old man.
I try not to, but when
you do,
around,
it's different, right?
It is.
It is. It's different. I don't like it. It freaks me out, bro.
Yeah.
I take like 2-3 hits off a bowl. I'm good. I take a dab, so I got a puff coat.
I want that diffuser that you flip like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
I had the Mike Tyson one. That's the one I'm trying to get.
Speaking of, you see his ass cheeks the other night?
Yeah, what the fuck was that? And he was so serious. You know what's funny? I was watching it. I was like, oh, bro, he looks so serious right now. I'd be so afraid. I would be afraid if I was that interviewer right now. You don't want to be near Mike right now.
Right.
Turns around, fucking. I was like, bro, you taking this shit seriously?
He's taking a shit.
Yeah, what the fuck
So
was
serious,
that?
he's taking a shit.
And then I was thinking, like, that must have been like this PR people like, oh yeah, dude, this would be funny, or is he like, nah, I'm gonna turn around and show my ass on him. That's what I want to do. Like, what the fuck was that?
He was probably just like, hey, no, this is just me. You want me to put? I'm not putting my fucking shorts on yet. I don't put my shorts on until like 10 minutes before the fight.
True. I can see him doing that.
You're talking to me 2 hours before the fight. This is how I get ready.
Yeah, my ass has to be out. And then didn't you see when he walked out? He almost fucking fell.
Yeah,
I was
but
like, what the
did
fuck?
you? His face was just like he was
And, like,
stone faced. I've never played off a trip that well.
I did think, like you think that whole shit was like.
No, like he tripped, right? So
no, trade off a trip. I thought you meant like I never played off a whole fight like that. I thought you were like, oh shit.
So you're under the notion it was rigged.
No, not really.
This is just naivety.
To an extent.
For me, it's naivety. Like I'm so. Man, like
I don't think it was rigged. I just knew Jake Paul had to win. There's no way because he lost his last fight, and to continue his career thing, like he has to win. I don't know. It just looked like the stars are aligning for this dude to win.
Yeah, he lost against Tommy Fury, who is a semi-legit boxer, like has been training his whole life as opposed to just 6 years.
So if he lost twice, it's like
you can't.
Yeah.
Right. But also, like, if you lose twice, you fought Mike Tyson. But in between that Tommy Fury fight, he's had a few other fights. Like, who took the fight for...
Oh, yeah, he did.
Somebody stepped in. It was Mike Perry, the bare-knuckle boxer.
Damn,
he knocked him out cold. Okay? So he knocked that guy out cold.
He knocked him out.
And then he had a fight with another amateur boxer, August... can't remember his name completely. He hit him with the cleanest uppercut, Rock'em Sock'em Robot style. So I kind of like to have some faith that the kid's got some power behind his punches, and people are saying that people are taking those punches. Like Tyrone Woodley took a knockout. Nobody wants to be knocked out, bro.
He didn't try to knock Tyson out of respect, I feel, at the end. Like he wasn't trying to knock him out because he knew he already won.
Yeah.
That maybe... I don't know if that's called rigged, but that's definitely like
that's showmanship.
Yeah,
that's part of sportsmanship.
So
that's
he
paying your
respect. Knock him out. Yeah,
you know that's the same thing when Israel Adesanya fought Anderson Silva.
Oh yeah, that was recently, right?
That was years ago.
Who won the John Jones fight? Did John Jones win?
John Jones hit him with the hardest kick that I have ever seen. He did a spinning back kick. Okay, so he spins around with all of the momentum with this leg fully cocked, and then explodes it into Stipe Miocic's lower rib here, so it came out that he broke that rib and lacerated his spleen and kidney. So yeah, I'd stop fighting too.
In that moment. After that?
He thought about laying his gloves down, but he didn't.
Oh, he kept fighting?
Yeah, well, no, he got knocked out from that point. So they called it a TKO, but he was gonna retire after that. And just continued onward.
Wow.
He just thought about putting his gloves down, picked them up, walked away. But also, like, the guy didn't fight for, like, 4 years in between his last fight and fighting John Jones. So, I mean, the heavyweight rankings in UFC, too. Like, it's Alex Pereira and who can really fight that guy, right? Tommy Aspinall is the heavyweight champion. He's just this really small-faced, big-headed Canadian guy.
I don't know shit about sports, but those other names I've heard. I haven't heard his name, though.
Oh, but like I was saying, Israel Adesanya, he probably could have cleaned the floor with Anderson Silva, but he made it more of a chess match than I'm gonna come out here and knock you out.
Speaking of chess, do you play chess?
I haven't. No, like I played back in the day.
Really, I've been on chess wave. I also got this VR game where it's like chess and you move the pieces and they fucking fight each other. Pretty fucking sick.
Are you playing against other people with that?
You can, but the online servers, no one's fucking matching it, and I'm trying to get my boys to fucking use a VR, but they're all like, oh, blah, blah. So I gotta fucking find
VR. I'm actually like, I think that's something I have a phobia of.
Really? Have you tried it before?
I've been in an Oculus before.
Like the VR, like an online room though, like VR chat or something. Where
No,
everyone's
not in
just
a
like,
VR chat, just like the dashboard, and then some weird, like zombie game, jump scare type
No,
deal.
it's crazy when you go on like online. It's like going out to the bar and like everyone's just like any character they want. They got like a Sonic over there. They got like a Jared from Subway over here. They got a fucking like any character, and then it's just like people will go up to you like, oh, blah blah blah, and it's like there's hot chicks like that look hot with like big titties, and like you never know if it's a guy or girl, but there'll be dudes simping over them. It's like it's like a whole another world.
If you're
slutting out there, they're running bars and like you cash app this girl. They're fucking twerking on these people for money and shit. Like niggas are running bars and like
real money.
Yeah, real money because they cash up the bartender and he's like, all right, I'll send one of my girls to go fucking twerk on you. Give that girl a percentage. Like they're pimping on the VR. It's crazy.
That is absolutely crazy.
Right? It's a new age of pimping.
Which is like, you can kind of keep some morality with that pimping, right?
Yeah, but I was watching a guy who exposes it, and he had the 16-year-old, which was underage.
Whoa, dude! No wonder why they're dressed up like Jared Fogle from Subway.
Yeah, exactly. So he was catching people like, oh, why you got her working for you? She's 16. Like caught clips of her saying that she's doing it. And it was like this whole exposed video. That's how I know about it because I like exposed videos.
Think about that life. Think about that life where like you're 16 years old. My first job was bagging groceries, and a lot of girls my age, same deal. First job, bagging groceries, and they grow up, they grow up modest or whatever you're exposed to will kind of infiltrate its way into your life and your habits in one way or another, right? Mm-hmm. So they're just bagging groceries. They have these modest jobs. They're not really out there that much, and then one girl whose mom was a hooker and now she's a stripper and that was her first job, and now you just got this really nice girl who lives in a really nice neighborhood who's got a really nice car at 16 years old that her daddy bought her, and he was like, I'll get you this VR headset, sure thing, honey. And her first job is turning tricks.
Yeah, right on. And they go, there's one girl talking like, yeah, I go to this one bar for dick all the time, like, because they have virtual sex on there.
What do you mean, like, virtual sex?
They have virtual sex, like
how?
Because they have body trackers on there, like so anything you do. Also, they have little moves on there, like you press a move, like the dude will start humping or something. So he's like, they'll lay on a bed. You can actually lay on your bed. There's a bed right there, so it feels like that's the bed. She's like on top of him, like they're just like, I don't know, probably jerking off or something. But you want to know a crazy story?
But how do you begok?
They probably just jerk off or something. But you want to know crazy? When I first started playing VR, I started talking to this chick on there. I was like, oh yeah, she's pretty cool. To confirm that she was real, got her Snapchat or whatever. And then I randomly joined a lobby, and I wasn't supposed to join it. I just randomly joined it. There's a bed. There's like Kermit the Frog and like some other type of character.
Bro.
She's bent over on the bed.
Bro.
And the other dude runs up to me like, whoa, you can't be in here. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? I'm trying to look behind him. And then like,
that's my girl.
I was like, oh no, like I don't know if she wants to tell you. Like, I don't know, you just can't be here right now. Then I leave, and then later she messaged me like, and I realized like she was getting fucking tag teamed by Kermit and fucking Bozo the Clown or whatever it was. I felt like I just walked in on my girl like getting tag teamed like virtually.
Did.
Yeah, and it was like weird, like it's fucking. I was like, wow, this game is crazy, dude.
You deleted her Snapchat?
I don't remember having her social media, so maybe I did. But I remember she messaged me after like, oh yeah, I just didn't know you were into that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, girl, yeah, you know I am. Just never talked to her after that.
Wait, she didn't know if you'd be into it?
Yeah,
she didn't know.
I didn't even know it was a thing.
Your virtual girl, right? Because this isn't your real girl.
Yeah, no, it's just like my friend on there. I was just talking to.
Your friend, like, but obviously you were like, man, this girl must like.
She was like, following me around. OD, yeah.
Oh, she's a little puppy. Yeah. Little puppy girl. But then, she put the puppy avatar
you go on one night,
but then you walk in and she's getting Eiffel Towered
by Kermit and some other character, bro. I can't remember the other charter.
The clown from Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons.
Like I'm just like, dude, what?
Is that worse than getting cheated on in real life?
You're right. I don't know. It depends how close you are.
So like, I'm sure I've been cheated on. It's inevitable. Clearly, I'm not married, but whatever. I don't know how it would feel to catch the act. Somebody would have to die. How do more people not die from that?
I do tell you, back in the day, this chick cheated on me, and I immediately I could tell by the way her pussy felt.
Legit?
Yeah.
Like with your fingers or with your piece?
No, I just like whip my dick.
You went in there and it wasn't the same no more.
Yeah, it just didn't feel the same. I was like, and I had a thought in my mind like, did she cheat on me?
She didn't just cheat on you, bro. She enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, she might have cheated on me a couple dudes. That
at once.
Like yeah, it was like hot dog down the highway at that point.
Kermit and Sideshow Bob struck again.
Real. And then I had a suspicion. Then a week later, she told me that she cheated. I was like, fucking know it.
So she fessed up.
Yeah.
Man.
Or got caught somehow. I don't know. I just realized like she did though. Yeah.
Imagine like that feeling. Like, and I think that's real modest. That's real cool, right? So she could have gotten away with it. But she was like, I can't do this. She felt so guilty.
I don't know if she told me though. She might have got caught though. This is a long time ago. She might have got caught.
All right, but for the scenario where somebody's like,
yeah, that's it.
But you know that's just somebody that didn't want to be in the relationship anymore. Was probably talking to somebody like, yeah, I don't really want to be in this relationship anymore. And then that other dick just kind of showed them that they're not going to be in it. And then they didn't want the fight, right?
Yeah,
you know, a girl breaks up with you, you gotta like come back like a week later and be with the boombox baby come back. You know, but she just did not want to deal with that.
I think the hot take here, I don't want to make this a sexist podcast. I think women cheat more than men, but I think men just get caught more, and like women just, like they said, they don't want to fight, so they just won't say nothing.
I don't know, man. I'm 30 years old. I'm single. I don't know.
These chicks be telling me a lot, dude. I'm telling you, once they're with me, I'd like just be asking them about their past and shit, and they be.
You ask about the past?
I
don't want to know.
It's just like scenarios. Like I'll say something like, "Oh yeah, I fucking like, oh yeah, something about like something will come up like a threesome or something." I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I never had a threesome or something," and then she's silent or something. You guys like, "Oh shit, is it two guys or two good?" You know what I mean? Like it just that my ass. I gotta know at that point. You know what I mean? I gotta know stereo.
Bro, what about girls be like, "Yeah, I've eaten my friend's box before."
Yeah, they all say
and
that.
And then you're like, "Yeah, I sucked my boy's."
Oh. Yeah, ain't nothing. I mean, nowadays you can't fucking.
Pause. I'm just playing.
Can't judge him. Oh man,
but you know there are girls out there that be straight up like, I'm done with you're dead to me if you touch a dick. I've heard that before. I've seen it before.
Getting deal with that now.
And bro, they're the most homophobic people of all time, but they will kiss each other.
Yeah, because lesbians isn't like gay to them. You know, a lot of lesbians are actually mad at the LGBTQ community. For what? For being so like they're like, there's like regular lesbians that are just like, dude, I'm just like, yeah, I'm gay, like it's whatever, I'm not like, but then there's like I'm gay, like look at me, I'm gay, this is my personality, I'm gay, like they live that, like literally that's my personality, it's being gay, and like make this whole like we gotta change the world kind of we gotta change the world thing, when it's like, yeah, so regular lesbians are just like, dude, like I'm not like I'm not going by pronouns, I'm a fucking girl that likes girl, like so they're mad at that stuff. I'm not, you know, I know a lot more about the alphabet soup than I'd really like to admit to, but a lot of that is just from listening to podcasts and people. No, I hang out with a lot of lesbians. Do you really? Well, I used to at least. And like lesbian people who've turned transgender. Don't talk to them really anymore, but like I was talking to a girl and a guy. They were my friends, and then the guy turned into a girl. You smash? No. Would you? They asked me one time though, which is mad weird when I was drunk. Weird. And I was like, nah. They still tried to take advantage of you too, I think. Still had that male trait in them. Yeah. I was just like, nah. And I was like, I'll mess with That's her. How you know. He actually asked me. It was like in the car. He was like, yeah, like can we go like let's go smash this. I was like, yeah, I'll smash your girl, but like that's how you know it's a dude. You know what I mean? That's how you know. Imagine Eiffel Tower with a chick. I don't know. Maybe I should have fucking did. I don't know. I think you made the right choice there. Because I didn't want no freaky shit happening. I was like, dude, I don't know, dude. That's just so the alphabet soup and all that. Yeah, they get mad at each other a lot. Yeah, but it's like I might have clipped that part too. Like how many transgender people I know, bro. So honestly, crazy story. Like my best friend growing up, never a hint of it, never anything. You know, talked about girls all the time. And then they went to a different school than I did, and chopped off their penis. Bro, like after a while, like really? Yeah, like a couple years after graduation. I bet you was like the most manliest man type of dude. Not like that, nah. Woodsy type of nigga. No, no, nothing like that. Like, you know, definitely a nerd, but I didn't really think
Dude, that's it though. The nerd thing. That's what got him.
You
The
think?
internet.
Like, oh, you're not like shit. Like you need
Like
you need
Elon
something
says,
to,
it's a mind virus.
Yeah, I definitely think that. That's why I don't watch TikTok, but I still watch YouTube Shorts, so that's still a thing. But I feel like I'll chill with girls and they're scrolling through the TikTok. It's like so mind numbing, like the up and down of the audio and like I even saw something on YouTube like when you're going your eyes up and down, it's like a dopamine thing. So your eyes like that's why you stay
Yep.
like oh I'm gonna keep
Yep.
on. And
That's
it's
why
side to
slot
side.
machines work the way they do.
True, I didn't even think about that.
Same exact thing.
When side to side is like a pleasure stimulant kind of thing, that's why Tinder's set up like that, like side to side.
Dude, yeah. So, best thing I ever did, and it's been over the course of the last 6 months, I've slowly weaned off of all of that. Like, so March, right around my birthday, I turned 30 this year.
Oh, word.
And
Congrats.
I was like,
I turned 30 like in a couple of weeks.
A week later, I got rid of Tinder, Bumble, Facebook dating, all of that online dating. I was like, I'm 30 years old. I'm way too old for this. This is for college kids who don't care about each other. Like, I'm going to, within the next 10 years, hopefully find a wife and start to raise a family. Like, I'm feeling that instinct.
And you don't want your wife to be from Tinder.
No, like I want her to be from whenever I meet her.
Fucking
you know,
Bumble. No, I'm playing.
It's gotta from the mobile.
Christian match.
yeah, or like J-Date or something, something like that. But no, so I started getting rid of all of that, and then a couple months ago, and it's crazy. I say this all the time, is that it's crazy for me to have a podcast and do all the things that I do for trying to motivate other people, really, and that's just I got off of social media. Like, I'm not rid of it.
You are the social media.
I'm pretty. So yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Like you're putting out the content instead of consuming the content. You're a creator. No,
exactly.
Instead of a consumer.
Right. That's it. And that's not to say that like, oh, I'm better than it. But no, it's better than me. It had a hold on me. I'd have days where I'm just scrolling, and that's not a good way to spend the day, right?
Definitely not.
And I just have a. What would I say? It's like a mantra. You post and ghost. And
like, don't worry about what it's doing, kind of
right. And that's especially special for somebody like you who is a barber, and a barber needs to put themselves out there, right, to get people in their chair. Like a lot of people don't know about barbering is like you pay rent for that chair, so it's not like you have an hourly wage. You either pay your rent or you make money off of commission. So you got to have people in and out of that chair.
Yeah.
And so you, for instance, you can go on post a promotional little clip or whatever it is and be gone. Post your podcast, be gone. Post a song, be gone. You are creating. Everything that you do is art. From work to pleasure, it's all art. Why would you take away from that creation by just brain rot?
Yeah.
You know?
That's literally what I struggle with that. I'll sit here and just stare at I'll be like watching YouTube or something and be like, oh, I should go over there and do something, but I just fucking don't. And I know I'm fucking not just going with what I should be doing. It just feels like I'm fucking not doing it. You know?
I had a 16-key keyboard in my room for 6 years.
It's just funny that you've been trying to do the piano, because I've been trying to do piano for a while too, and it's inspiring me. You sending me those things, because I have a piano. I just put it in my son's room now, because he's honestly getting better than me. He's always playing this like one little Mary Had a Little Lamb like so perfectly with his like thing, and he's like, I put that in there. But I've been wanting to fucking play piano too, and then like I learned like some songs, then went off for like a year. Now I'm just like back to I know nothing now.
Yeah.
What are you learning it on? Are you just going on YouTube and just doing it,
bro? So it came to me. Like I'm on YouTube and I'm going through guitar videos. Like one thing, I when I got off of social media, I was like, I was reading, and then I was like, I need to do something else as well. Like I need to continue creating, and then I sit down to write an article about this week's football games, and all of a sudden I'm just writing music again. So I need to do something musically, and the first thing I ever wanted to do with music from 5th grade into 6th grade was play guitar. And I gave up on it so quick. And I gave up on everything so quick. And now that I'm a grown man and I know what I want, I don't quit on anything. So what better to do than try to learn guitar? So I'm learning little by little, finding videos, and then piano videos start popping up in my shorts on YouTube. And so I watch a few of them, and they're tutorials on how to play a song.
Yeah, oh shit, I want to do that.
And from learning guitar, like I know what the notes are.
Sure.
And so I can just go
Yeah.
and transfer that, and then it's very fluid for me.
Yeah,
I feel
it's like
like
once
the
you know
piano.
the music theory, they say it unlocks
Yeah.
so much.
And I think that's more of what I want to do, dude. Is play the piano like, dude, and just sing ballads, bro.
Yeah, going to the middle of a fucking mall or something to start
Going in the
killing
middle
it.
of a mall, like imagine just packing out a show at the Warner Theater, and it's just you and a grand old piano there, and you're just singing.
I've always wanted
Stevie Wonder
like
style.
that's a goal. Like imagine performing at a Warner Theater. I always wanted like some like show where I'm like it's like a bunch of people under me, like we're throwing in this whole fucking like artist thing, and then like I'm the fucking main closer at the end. That's fucking like doing the thing. That was always like a dream.
Headlining a show.
Yeah. That'd be tough. Especially at the Warner Theater though. That'd be like crazy. You get your name on the fucking
Yeah,
thing.
dude.
That'd be tough.
The front of the Warner Theater is so beautiful. You know, for like, I guess I would have to
staple.
really change my sound to play the Warner Theater as well.
I've been wanting to find. I feel like I've always been trying to find my fucking sound.
You adventure.
Yeah.
You adventure.
I have to be going out there.
Yeah, I mean, you man, and it's crazy to me that we've never done a song together.
Besides
because
that Puerto Rico one, a little bit. I met my bitch from Puerto Rico. I was gonna make that the intro as well. I was talking to AP today.
Do you have that?
I think he does. He was talking to me today.
I haven't heard that since we recorded it.
So yeah, there's that. But that was more just a you hopped on a song we already made kind of thing. I think. But yeah.
Wow,
like,
dude.
Yeah, I might make that the intro.
I spoke Spanish in that song.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna make that the intro.
That would be perfect.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that on the way over here. Like, have we never done a song together? And it's interesting to me because when we rap, we have similar styles. Like, we can really ride the wave of the beat.
Yeah.
It's something that I always admired about Kendrick. Is like, yes, he doesn't have a clear schematic form bar by bar because he adapts to every song.
Yeah.
You change your sound, you morph through stuff.
Yeah.
You transverse through musical abilities.
That's why I always had the no genre kind of thing was always like my label thing because I feel like I can't just stay in one little lane.
And
or
for me,
maybe I just haven't found it.
I don't know. Just for me now, I don't know what it is about being a rapper that sounds weird to me now. But it's like it sucks because I'm so good at it.
I want to be called labeled out there, and I want to be I've like focusing more on singing more. I feel too, and like lately I've been making rap songs, but I feel like that's just my mental state. But then I made like a singing song the other day, and I was like, bro, I need to go back to this and there was one thing. Back when it was real inspirational when you're doing it was like just for fun shit. It's like when you started making music again, and you're like, oh yeah, just doing it just for fun, and you kept saying that like at the end of the songs and some shit. And that was like real inspirational too, because I was like, it made me think of like
why
it
did
made
you
me stop
want to start
trying.
making
Yeah, it made me
music?
stop trying instead of like let me just make a song instead of like trying to make a song. Which is funny because I called out someone trying to show me someone the other day. I think it was Dax trying to do a country song. I was like, fuck that. He's trying. It's not cool. He's trying. And then I thought about it.
That
I
song
like,
with
fuck,
Darius Rucker?
am I trying?
I like that song.
I didn't even play it. Honestly, I didn't give it a chance.
It's a song
I
with
didn't give it a
Darius
chance.
Rucker from Hootie and the Blowfish.
I just thought, oh, Dax, he doesn't do country. He must be trying because country's the wave right now. He's trying. I'm not gonna
That's
listen to it.
definitely what it was. 100%.
Was
like,
it good? I didn't give it a.
But it was a good song.
But it made me reflect. Like, fuck, am I trying? Because I've been trying to make a good rap song lately, and it might be because there's this dude called like Roast and Review. Like there's this white guy. Like is
it Anthony Fantano with the glasses?
No, he looks like him though. But he's not that big. He'll have like
so you sent
100
something
people.
in
Watching him live stream. He like you send it in and he like roasts it or whatever, and then or he might say it's good, but most of the time he's gonna fucking roast it. And then I sent in like a few emails, and then like he picked one. I was like, oh fuck, why'd he pick that one? He roast it. And then I was like, fuck that. I'm gonna send another one.
Why?
Roast it again. Like, oh, that's shit.
What do you say?
I sent him like the Cinderella song. I was like, hey there, Cinderella, won't you? And he's like, what? Look at this shit. I thought, does it sound like your fucking mom was in the lyrics of hey there, Cinderella? What the fuck? I was like, all right, it's kind of funny, whatever. I made like a reaction video to it and everything.
It just doesn't.
Yeah, but then I said something else. I was like, this hard rap song that I had was that Kiddo that I never put out. I was like, oh, this one's gonna fucking
he could
get him.
spit.
I was like, oh yeah, this one's gonna get him. And then it was like, nah, fuck that, that's swag. And then I was like, bro, what? I'm gonna send him some shit, which was my recent The Petty song with the music video and everything, and that's more like my style. But I was like, all right, I don't think they're gonna like this, but I said it, and then everyone in the comments was like, oh, this is way better. And then he was still kind of roasting, but he was like, all right, yeah, like he watched the whole thing and was like, kind of like, all right. And then I realized, like, dude, I just gotta be more myself and stop trying to make the rap song, make the fucking hop song, make the fucking,
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Exactly, and that's what the Summer of Fun series was for me.
That was real inspirational.
That was, and the thing about that, thank you, I appreciate that. The thing about that was that, to me, that's some of the best music I ever wrote. Because all I was doing was telling stories. I was telling stories about my life and being... I just wanted to be very introspective for once, instead of playing this character. You know, playing the character of the rapper who does this and does that, you know? Because the character is what got me in trouble. I played the character until I became the character. And then I was the other side of the character. I wasn't just selling drugs and doing things that rappers do. I was then doing the drugs and making very bad decisions and putting myself in situations I didn't need to be into, you know? And a lot of people don't learn from that because they're obsessed with the character. Yeah. And that's when I realized I needed to be myself.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
Because I got it pretty good when I'm myself. And those were all just stories about, man, like the song Trouble. I sent that song to somebody once and they were like, why did you snitch? And it's not what the song says at all. So it's like, sometimes I just go way too complex with things, and it's hard. It's really hard
to dumb it down. You ever not like showing someone a song?
Yeah.
Because of their reaction?
Yeah.
Especially when it's not done.
Honestly,
I try not to send people songs if it's not done.
No, this sounds so like pretentious, but I don't believe it anyway. I think everything I've ever made, and everything I make sucks. That's the way I think. Like
I feel like that's what every artist.
That is the artist's curse.
Debating on deleting all my music off thing and restarting like on my.
I've done it
shit.
before.
Yeah,
that's why you can't find Fat Like Us.
Did you regret?
Yeah, because like
now it's like you're like, oh, I wish I had that.
Find Fat Like Us right now.
I was scouring the internet. Bro. I did not find it, bro. But there's too many like memes now of like Fat Us, like it's too saturated now.
I don't know what MySpace music is like these days, but it's got to be on there. You got to look up Wicked C. I went by Wicked C, bro.
Oh, okay. I was typing in Bump, Sean Cody.
So T-Town Stomp was the first group.
That's what I remember. I remember that.
T-Town Stomp with a $sign was my older brother and my cousin and I.
I remember that.
We maybe had like 7 songs total, dude, but it was a cool ride, like as an 8th grader. 7th into 8th grade is when I made Fat Like Us. I show up to school on the first day, and my boy has it as his ringtone. You know, like when you could make your own ringtones on your Nokia.
You being on a ringtone at the time was like crazy.
That gassed me up, dude. By the end of the year, I was asking the principal. At the end of the year, I was asking the principal, "Do you know who I am?"
He's like,
being legit, like, super ego boost, dude. But yeah, the summer of 20. If you go like through the whole chronologue of my music, and that's what I have on SoundCloud, is boy, I don't even know what I call the playlist, but it's every single song in chronological order from like 3005 beyond that. And there are some songs on there that I don't have anymore, just because like I'm not, like I was way too gone when I made them, and then everything else, it's always there because it's an evolution.
You ever listen to it, like
sometimes?
To it? And I feel like I did that the other day, and I was like, wow, dude,
it makes me want to write.
Out of a funk. It brought me out of a little funk. Yeah, it definitely makes you want to.
Yeah, because it's like, look at what I did.
Yeah.
I could do this.
Yeah.
I could do anything.
Yeah.
Dude, a lot of people want to do it, right? And just never get to be able to. Like, that's the thing. It's like, you got to think about being somebody, and if you're like, oh, I'm somebody who wants to make it, like, even making it is an achievement to somebody who's like, I'm too afraid to do that.
Yeah.
You know? Some people want to make music. Oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do that. And they never do those things. The things that you think about the most, like I want to do, just do them, bro.
Dude, you were saying that in an episode today, too. And there was a question I had for you, and then you fucking answered it as I'm fucking like...
What's the question?
Listening to your shit. No, you answered it as I was listening to your podcast. I'm writing down shit. I was like, fuck, this motherfucking answered it. It was the consistency question. When I was going to like, how do you... I struggle with uploading my podcast on the specific time I'm about to upload it.
Yeah.
And you're fucking, every week with it, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe the first, like, when I first started, I was on it. But then now I'm like, dude, I'll skip a whole month. I'll do, like, I'm just so bad with it. And I was like, bro, how does he stay consistent? And then you went on to say, ask yourself why, or what do you want from this? why are you doing it? What do you want from it? And then you said, I think you were going down some list thing like of the thing, and I was like, well, okay, I guess I want like a following or whatever. And it's like, and that will motivate you to do it. And I was like, oh wow, I guess if I thought about like, okay, I want this, I gotta go do it to fucking get it. And I was like, oh, okay, wow, that kind of
that was a great thread. Man, that guy has a lot of good stuff that kind of gives you the building blocks to build a business. Like his idea is building businesses. This guy on Twitter. Mine is just building fulfillment. You know, I'm a pretty simple guy. I'm modest. I guess you could say, like, in a way, I'm minimalist. Like all of my T-shirts I wear are from races that I run in. You know, it's like I don't go out and shop for clothes. Like my style is chilling. And I'm active. I need to move around. I'm always moving around. I don't need a lot out of life. I don't want to build anything grand and big. I just want to put my message out there, and there are multiple avenues for me to do it.
Just living like that could turn into a business too. Like it's like just doing that and doing the podcast thing, that'd be fucking revenue right there.
And if I had like a better setup right now, like my computer is sold. So I have a 2015 Mac Mini.
Okay, that's good. That's all you know. I always tell everyone.
I need to update it, bro.
I had a 2019 and I just had to update it. Well, I only updated because I was in a freaking car accident for the motorcycle, and they gave me the settlement for that, just for the motorcycle itself. And I'm not gonna buy another motorcycle. It's winter, and I got fucking back issues now. But so I just fucking invested in a new. I got an M3 over there.
Yeah. Oh, that audio interface.
Oh, that I've had for a while.
Those are legit.
That's the fucking big boy.
That's the real deal.
Yeah. That'll change the game because you can do live auto tune. Like right now, I can turn on the speakers and we can be like, oh, and fucking we got live auto tune. Like,
just T-Pain in it.
Yeah, and it's you find like say you throw on a beat and you're like you'll find like a different like I didn't even like you'll find like a different flow that you would have never found if the auto tune wasn't on. It's like so I have found like a lot of cool like melody songs like that.
That's
just,
cool.
Like, auto-tune.
That's cool. That's something that I need because I just operate off a GarageBand and I tinker and I tinker and I tinker and it's such a meticulous task to make music, bro. People don't understand. Like you drive yourself crazy when you're mixing down your own song.
That's why I don't like mixing, dude.
Dude, I hate listening to myself.
It takes the fun out of it. And then it's like you don't want to listen to that song anymore because you just heard that one.
By the time you put it out, you're like, this song sucks. Nobody wants to hear this.
So that's why I like sending my shit to. I like love sending it to a friend or somebody. Like, yo, mix it like.
He does great work, dude.
I gave him 100 to mix this one fucking song I did back in the day, like fucking a year ago. It did pretty good. And he mixed that first mixtape for me for free. That fucking scars on her wrist and all that shit.
And it sounds so good.
Yeah, I've even played it like not too long ago. And I was like, damn, this shit still hold up.
Bro, that does, dude, because it's timeless music. I think that's what you make. But when you bend the genres, you just make music. You're not making this or making that. You're making music, and I think that's the best thing there is about music. And as much as a lot of music that comes out these days sucks, for lack of better words, you can tell who's an artist now more than ever. And you hear it more than ever.
They're not all sounding the same.
And they're not afraid to go outside the box a little bit.
Where are you on music? Have you been making music at all?
So I've just been tinkering, playing instruments. Like I want to make everything from the ground up.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty
so I haven't been making music because my computer is so slow.
Vocally, kind of like rapping and singing, like all that.
Like
stuff.
I don't know. Like I write raps because I can.
Yeah.
You know, I write raps because I can. Ideally, right now, I'd like to sing. Like I've been dealing with one of my best friends. He's a music teacher.
Oh, that's fucking clutch.
It is so clutch, bro. And I'm a golfer, and so we're trading golf lessons for music lessons. And in between that, he's giving me so much to go off of. He's going through like, oh, what's your vocal range? Like, I have vocal range all the way from C all the way to F.
How do you know? Like, he tells you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Dude, his ear is so keyed in. And that's where I want to be. Like, that's what every single day I make time for it, whether it's 20 minutes or an hour. Every single day I make time for either my guitar or my piano. Because A, I want to get good at it, but B, I need to get familiar with it. Like, you need to know the sounds of the notes. So that way, like, I want to be able to tune my guitar by ear. You know what I'm saying? That is clutch. And so that's what I'm doing with it, really. Like, I'm more learning than making right now. And a lot of that is just I'm going to get a new computer soon, and once I do that, it's going to unlock everything for me.
Yeah.
If I tried to record a
I sold
song,
my 2019 to somebody for $400. I wish I would have known.
oh, that's such a deal.
Right? Yeah.
That's such
it was
a deal.
an i7 processor and everything.
And that's probably all that it is. Like I probably got an i4 processor in my John right now.
You got to get i7 was the
with all the updates
minimum.
that they make me put on there. Yeah, because my computer is so slow. Like
they dumb it down for you.
I'll start it up, put in my password, and then I'll go make dinner, eat my dinner, take a shower, come down.
Slow it down. Do you have a bunch of programs on there and shit?
No, I've deleted everything that's over 5 gigabytes, so it should be running fast. Like all I have on there is GarageBand, iMovie, and Safari. Wow. Everything else is just there's nothing on there that's stopping me.
All you need is a Mac. I feel like all you need is a MacBook Air.
So, yeah, really,
like
that is it. Like even the MacBooks,
even like a i7.
The MacBooks that come out now are prime. You can do anything with those. But once I get a new computer, I'll probably start making music more. But all I can really do with what I got right now is make a podcast. Like you don't have to put a bunch of processing into the vocals or anything.
Your thing sounds so freaking like professional. It might just be the way you talk. You got like a good like speaking voice too, but it's like I don't know. Are you cutting shit out or something? Are you cutting like it just sounds so fluent? It's like
when I started, like I had a lot of cuts. It would take me days to edit a podcast from how much I had to cut out, whether it was stammering or uhs and ahs.
Yeah.
And as time has gone on, that's happened less and less for me.
Just like because you've been better at it.
Yeah, I've gotten, which is like crazy because people are like, "Oh, this has to be the easiest thing in the world to do." But yes, I've gotten better at podcasting.
It's not easy because like you said, the solo podcast, like you run out of shit to talk about, and it's like you're talking to yourself really. So it's like it's not easy to keep that going.
It's not easy. You have to keep it engaging
every week. That's why I found trouble. Like I would do a podcast this week. And then, like, the next week would come, I'd be like, well, barely anything really happened. I don't want to just regurgitate myself. Like, I'm going to just wait for another week for stuff to happen. But then I would slip up and, like, let that fucking get on me.
Well, first of all, make shit happen.
Yeah, true.
That's number one.
Maybe I wasn't doing
Number two is that things are always happening. Yeah. You have to have eyes to see and ears to hear. A little bit of the gospel comes into the podcast always. Yeah. But eyes to see and ears to hear, bro. And there's always something going on around you. But my podcast is very topic centric. Bookmarks with Bump. That's where the name came from. I just scroll through Twitter while I'm on the toilet at work and go, oh, that looks like a good thread. Bookmark it, bookmark it. Never read them because I'm doing other stuff when I have free time to not scroll through Twitter. X, whatever you want to call it. I'll always call it Twitter. Sorry, Elon. But so I have those topics. But like the last couple, I haven't even dived into any topics because I've introduced the Ballin' with Bum segment because I'm such a big NFL fan.
I was gonna say something about because I don't know shit about sports, but even in your beginning episode, you would switch like halfway through the episode, like it would switch to the kind of like a sports fucking thing.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, this guy's making it interesting because you were saying shit like you were and like I don't know, you were even saying something about someone who's had some controversy, and you're like, well, who do you think about this? Fucking this guy. Like you were making it like funny and like engaging. I was like, oh wow, this like it was kind of. Normally I wouldn't listen to some sports shit, and I was like, bro, this dude needs to be on fucking ESPN or something. The way he fucking talking, like,
if I went on ESPN, I would get waxed,
bro.
Dude.
I don't know. It seemed like you could hold your own.
They have all the analytics and everything, and I know where to get.
You could have
stats.
a segment for sure.
But I like the stories of the thing about me is that I'm a huge sports fan, and I always wanted to play sports. I played sports through high school until I got into trouble and. Then that goes. But so I got into some trouble and I never really finished my high school sports career. But now here I am, now an athlete, right? But I'm never gonna be on the Celtics or on the Patriots. The closest I could be to them is reporting about them, and I started with writing articles. And then that takes up so much time, bro. Yeah. And I understand why writers get paid like they do because it is.
What about with the AI nowadays? Like, how are they going to stop that? Can you just go in ChatGPT, like, write me a fucking...
AI doesn't have personality, bro.
Yeah. What can you just add personality?
Probably. No. I don't know. No, dude, like, AI is like VR. I'm afraid of it.
Dave Chappelle to this article. You know what I mean? And then it's like... yeah.
And everything.
Nah, but you're right. It's definitely you could kind of tell when something's AI and when something's from AI doesn't have a heart and something's from heart.
Which is why I brought it to podcasts, right? Because I took it off of Substack and I was like, I'll just do the weekly recap on the podcast. Because when I first started making content again was when I was running in the Hartford Half Marathon in 2019, and I did a Road to the Race vlog series. And when I was doing that, I was introducing something called Total Tuesdays, where I would go through a certain exercise and give a demonstration of the exercise, point out things that it was helpful for. I was personal trainer and all that.
What made you click this change? Like you said before, you're like, oh yeah, I was fucking drugs, like, what made you fucking
going to prison,
click?
bro?
That'll do it to you?
Yeah.
How
and
long?
if it doesn't,
I don't know your prison. I don't know.
Bro,
I heard you say something about it in the podcast. I was like, "What do you go to prison for?" Like, I don't know.
So that's a fun that's a fun story. So there was a period of 4 weeks, dude. 7 years ago now, 2017, I got 3 DUIs.
That's 7 years ago. Wow, that doesn't feel like 7 years ago.
Isn't that crazy?
That does not feel like.
It was 7 years ago.
That feels like 3 years ago.
Every cell in my body has changed since then.
Oh yeah, because every 7 years.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm a whole new person now. But yeah, so 7 years ago, I got in a whole ton of trouble. Week after week, getting a DUI. I was sleeping in my car at the time. And so the first instance, I got pulled over. Like a mile down the road from McDonald's. I was reaching in my fries. Across the seat. I swerved a little, and yes, I was fucked up. And so I got pulled over, and they found all of the coke, all of the bud, all the Zans, and this is where the story comes from in the song
You're
Trouble.
Doing all those at once?
Not like at once, like I'd be smoking weed all day, right?
Yeah.
And then, I'd get tired a little bit and like, okay, so now I'm going to rip a bump, and then it'd be time to go to bed later on, and then, I need to take a Xan to go to bed. Huh. So, there's a systematic approach to it, but... But
is that where the name Bump came? Where's the Bump come from?
Bump came from my dad, bro. I've been called Bump since I was 2 years old. Like when I started walking.
No correlation to the.
No, it was just destiny.
Yeah. After you do it, you're like, oh yeah, but.
Wow, this was written. Yo, the first time I ever got put in timeout, it's one of the first memories I have of life. Like, you remember your first memories.
Okay, yeah.
The first memory I have, I was on the dock on the lake in Maine at my grandparents' house. Took a rip from a bubble blower that was shaped like a corncob pipe. I said, "Hey, Mom, look at me," because she always smoked. So I was like, "I'm smoking," and I sucked in the pipe and inhaled all the bubble juice. And I got put in timeout for that because I was, making fun of my mom. Yeah. And story comes full circle because doing drugs and getting fucked up put me right in jail. Like
you never learned the lesson.
I did after that. But it took the full cycle to happen for me to get it. Like my first memory, dude, and it's crazy because I say like when I finally got sentenced in 2018, I walked into Torrington Court and I died and I was reborn that day. Like the person I am today would look back at everything that guy was doing and say, that's crazy. And that guy would look at everything I'm doing and say, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So that first cycle of life, that's how it started. I got pulled over one night reaching in my fries, and I had everything on me. Like I had a QP of bud, I had like a quarter of coke, and probably like 20, 25 Xans. And he was like, obviously you're selling this stuff. I'm sitting there stone-faced, not saying anything. Yeah. And he's like, listen, man, I know your dad. Like, I know you come from good crop, and this isn't like what your deal is. You're obviously working with somebody, so what if I get rid of these drug charges, just give you the DUI, and we'll move on from there? And I go, that sounds like a good deal.
Right there, you saying all this? Like right at the fucking...
Yeah, right. Like I'm handcuffed against my car. He's talking to me. He'll get rid of all the felony charges, just leave me with the DUI.
I feel like they'd be lying when they say that.
Bro, and yeah, but no. So he's like, give me your phone number. I'll have the detective call you tomorrow, and we'll start to process you as a criminal informant.
Oh, wow.
I was like, okay, here's my number. Went to AT&T the next day and changed my number. I got
but
ran up.
But you still got your address, right? Like you still
but I wasn't living at home.
Oh, okay, true.
I was living out of my car at the time, going parking lot to parking lot, sleeping in my car, and just about to get into a place, and yeah, so they found me over the course of the next 3 weeks. They found me 2 more times, gave me 2 more DUIs, and that is a mandatory sentence. You have to serve prison time, and so that was November 5th. I got pulled over one last time, got the DUI, got booked and processed, sent down to Whaley. I spent 2 months there before I bonded out. And then I got sentenced a year later and did the rest of my time. I did another 2 months. They cut me out on half time.
So say you never put that bail, you would have just been sitting there for a whole year?
Yeah, I probably would have been sitting there until the sentencing, and they were like, all right, well, you've been here long enough. You can go home.
Oh, my God.
But I got out and got a lawyer and all that stuff to help my case a little bit. And it did help my case a little bit, but more than anything, I learned my lesson. Like, that was the last time I got arrested. The whole time I was out for sentencing, like, I had a job, I was working. I wasn't sober per se. I wasn't drinking anymore, but I was still getting tooted and booted.
Yeah.
And October 1st, 2018, that was the last time I ever did Coke or Xanax. And yeah, dude, so I served time. I went to Whaley for a week, and then they sent me up to Willard Cebulski and Enfield in the cornfields. All of our prisons, by the way, they're like the 3 main prisons in Connecticut are like 10, 15 miles from the Massachusetts border. Like, they're begging you to escape and get out of the state.
Really? I think they want.
Go be Massachusetts' problem.
Wow.
And then you go up into that area of Massachusetts, and there's nothing. Like, I don't, people hear about Massachusetts, they think of Boston. Western Massachusetts is the woods.
Yeah, I guess I don't think that.
It's like M. Night Shyamalan's The Village up there.
I went to a dispensary out there, like West Cofield, something like that.
What? Where's that? Like I've been up to Great Barrington.
No, maybe it wasn't. Maybe that's what it was.
Could be.
Maybe it was Great Barrington.
They got a million up there.
Yeah, I used to drive out there back when we don't. You're been this one in town.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of those places.
Why?
I'm paying $65 for an eighth again.
True. That's what I just need to get.
You go up there. You drive 40 minutes. You drive 40 minutes. It's $100 for an ounce. Bro,
if you go to like Bait or something.
Of better stuff that you could ever get growing up.
Right. Let's see if we went through all these topics. I wrote down
What kind of phone is that?
This is the new. I just switched. This is the iPhone killer. I have an iPhone, but I haven't been using it. Anything you can do on the outside screen, you can do on this. You want to scroll through fucking. What? Do everything on.
That's nuts.
Like I text on. Right.
It's a smartphone that flips open, people. God bless you.
Thank you. So yeah, that's the iPhone killer. I haven't used my iPhone.
So you took notes to prepare for.
Oh yeah, at first I was like, no, I'm not gonna use notes because I'm just gonna just talk off rip. But then I was thinking like, as I was just listening, I was like, fuck, I'm thinking of so much that I want to say and I don't want to forget.
Yeah.
But pretty much I went through everything. I think. Let me see.
It happened naturally.
The running thing. I don't know. Maybe just the. When are you doing the Boston? When are you doing the Boston Marathon?
So the Boston Marathon is now the main goal.
Yeah.
Okay, so
you have to qualify for that.
You have to qualify.
Oh wow.
You have to qualify, and what that is by sex or age range. You have a certain amount of time.
That's why you keep saying, "Oh, I'm in this percentage of this people," because you need to be whatever to be in the qualify.
Right.
Okay. So what do you need?
So I need to run a marathon, 26.2 miles.
Yeah.
In less than 3 hours.
And what are you at? What's your normal thing now?
So I've ran half marathons before. Yeah. Best time is 1 hour and 45 minutes. So I would need to cut 15 minutes off of that and double it. Which is a minute per mile. And that's an 8:03 pace. So if I get down to a 7-minute consistent pace, that's where I can be. That's all I need.
Yeah,
that's all I need. And in my last endurance race, my pace was 7 minutes 11 seconds. So now I got to trim off 11 seconds.
What do you do to train for that? Just run every day?
So there is just run every day, right? But you also need to work on different parts of running. It's not just
like breathing techniques and shit.
Breathing techniques is a big part of it. And the main tip, and I'll give this tip out on the podcast as well.
Shit. Exclusive.
Because I'm sure there's a lot of people who listen to the JuRcast that have never heard Bookmarks with Bump.
Oh,
so
yeah, they need it. I be shouting it out. I saw it a few episodes back, too. I was like, yo, go, shout out,
that was awesome when you did that. That was so cool.
Yeah.
And I got you back on the next episode.
Oh, really? Good shit.
Because that's how brothers do.
Good shit.
He happened to pause this at 4:20. Easily distracted. So yeah, breathing. When you're out there running and you feel like you're running out of breath, a big trick to stop that is start to catch a rhythm. And so your steps per minute, that's your cadence. You know, when you're rapping and spitting, you got your own cadence and shit. You have the same thing in everything that you do. The way you speak, the way you move, it's all based on a cadence. And so when you're running, each step is your cadence, and you should keep a rhythm with that.
Boom, boom,
don't be
boom.
sporadic.
Yeah.
Don't take short steps and then long steps.
Okay.
Find the best cadence.
Yeah.
You're going to then breathe with that cadence. So say you're taking a total of 6 steps. You're going to breathe. Each step that you take is a breath, and then 3 breaths in, 3 breaths out.
Oh, okay.
Don't just breathe through your mouth. Breathe in through your mouth and your nose. And you're not going to run like that for the whole 2, 3, 4, 26 miles, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
But it's going to help you catch your breath back when you feel like you're losing it, regain your endurance, get extra air into your body, moving the blood flow, helping your blood flow and everything circulate.
Definitely.
And it's also going to help you catch your rhythm.
I used to run, 'cause I haven't been going to the gym since I got hit.
Dude,
on this
you used
bike.
to do track.
Yeah, I feel like I was a beast at track, but I never. Every time I'd quit track during the summer because they made you go every day during the summer, and I wanted to be a fuck up and smoke weed all the time. So I didn't want to wake up early and go to track. And there's one kid that beat me. I remember one time from some school, and I like hurt my leg, and I felt like deterred ever since because no one ever beat me before.
You popped a hammy.
Yeah,
but you gave it your all.
I did. Yeah, it was the other
you
person's
can't win
fault,
them all.
I feel.
That's why I celebrate a bronze medal.
Yeah.
Like, I understand. Like, I'm not going to be able to win them all. Shit. I probably shouldn't even be getting a bronze medal in some races. Like, a 7:11 pace, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But to me, that's not impressive because of how long I've been into running. I
bet you, when you started?
2019, so 5 years ago.
Yeah, I bet you your numbers are looking crazy from there to now.
Dude, so my first 5K... My finishing time was 41 minutes, but I didn't run the whole thing. First of all, I didn't know what a 5K was. Second of all, I wasn't like...
41 minutes? That seems like quick.
For three miles? I mean, considerably, I guess. You know, it's like 12 minutes a mile or something, but it's not like... Dude, people finish those in 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's possible for me.
I used to run a lot. I used to run every time I worked out. I used to work out like 5 times a day. But now I got hit, and I feel like I'm afraid to work out. I feel my back's on break or something.
You gotta hit up my boy Eli.
But for like physical...
He's a kinesiologist.
What the fuck is that?
So kinesiology is the study of the body's movement.
Yeah.
Okay? And so he knows how every muscle reacts to every other muscle. And he does a great assisted
like a workout
stretch.
Guy?
No. He just stretches you. Best decision I ever made.
I go to the chiropractor for it, too.
Yeah, which is great. That's your bones.
Yeah.
But the muscles around your bones need to either be lengthened or shortened in specific places. We get these things called muscular imbalances just based on things that we do throughout life. Repetitive motion, the way you sit, the way you stand, all of those things can cause your muscles to lengthen or shorten in certain places. So... strict posture, everything like that. That's the best way to correct that. But somebody like a kinesiologist could point you in the right direction there. What he does is he provides a stretching service where, for me, like, he focuses a lot on my hamstrings and my hips and my glutes and stretching out those. Like, it's not like he's grabbing my ass and stretching it for me, but moving my body into position to where it stretches that muscle.
What's it like getting you ever get a fucking cramp or something while you're running those fucking things? Or you just see people go down like, oh shit, there goes one.
No, like I haven't gotten a cramp while running since like my first few runs. All
that's just
those
like
things,
stretched bones and shit.
That's just like
unstretched muscle.
I think it's just like your body adapting. You know, I used to get like a cramp in my side when I would first start running, and I think that's just from keeping my core strict throughout that time. Like that burning feeling in your lungs you get when you run for the first time in mad long. Like the first time I ever ran, I got that, and then I got through it. All of those things are there to deter you, to separate the wheat from the tare. You know,
Sure.
Because amongst your bounty, there will always be weeds. Okay? You have to sift through the weeds to get to what you really want. And those little things are like, to me, they're like God asking you, is this really what you want? Because it's there. Just get through it.
Yeah.
Life is like that everywhere, bro. That's the ebbs and flows of life.
Yeah.
And that's what running is for me. Like, it is just pure determination. It's the one time of my day that I'm not thinking about everything, because I'm always thinking about everything. It's a very soothing practice for me. To get better at running, you have to do 3 things. You have to find your cadence, you have to run for a long time, and you have to run for short times. The longer you can the longer you can run slow, the longer you can run fast. I'm
That's how you caught that dude in the race. You were like, yeah, oh, this what we doing?
2 weeks in a row now. 2 weeks in a row now. Not the same guy. Not the same guy. Different race, different city, different everything. And I just took place in a 5K that was in Goshen, and I came in 3rd place, and I knew I was in 3rd place pretty much the whole race. When I started out, middle of the pack. I start to go through. I take my souls, as
that's what they say.
David Goggins says that. Like, when you pass somebody in a road race, you're taking their soul.
Oh shit! I was thinking like soul issue. Like, oh, I'm taking their soul.
It's a double entendre.
Okay, yeah.
Because exactly.
Yeah.
And so I sift through, and then quickly I realize, like, oh man, I'm in 2nd place right now. So
really?
I look at my watch, and I'm like, okay, 6:50, 6 minute, 50-second mile. Like, that's a pace that I can hold. I know I can hold this pace for at least a mile, if not longer, because I haven't pushed like that through any of my training sessions. I see that I'm in 2nd place, and I'm giving this guy space. Like, I'm not in it to go all the way out right in the beginning. This is a mistake I've made in races many times, and I'm learning from that. And I'm also not looking behind me to see who's there. I'm focused right on ahead and right on my pace. And then around the 3/4 to a mile mark, just this kid comes up out of nowhere. This phenom, 16 years old, just blazes right past me.
Skinny tall kid too.
Exactly.
That's the type.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
He had the runner's body type, and so he got past me, and he was in 1st place. So I knew I was in 3rd, and I was keeping up with 2nd place pretty well. And we're just continuing through this race, and there was a point where there was a turnaround. They have us climb this huge hill, bro. Like, I'm talking, the grade is like 35%, like it's almost straight up, and I'm like, okay, I'm dogging right now. Like, my hamstrings are really pulling for me right now. And when I get up to the turnaround, they slap a sticker on you to prove that you went, no cheating.
Okay.
And I grab my cup of water, take a sip, splash myself, start down. The guy behind me, the next guy, is just starting to come up the hill. So I'm like, okay, I got some time to coast here. And I just coast down the hill, open up my stride, coast down the hill. And at that point, you're at the 2-mile mark. There's only a mile and 1/10 of a mile left. I'm like, okay, I could cruise and probably keep a little bit slower pace here and save myself, because the 2nd place guy is now gone. I can't see him. So I'm not getting 2nd place, but I can medal this race if I play it correctly and not, blow my wad early. So I'm going to keep this pace. We get to like a 1/4 mile left in the race, maybe, and this guy pops up in my peripheral.
The
4th place guy.
Yeah.
He's I don't hear his footsteps, but I see him out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, okay. I keep my pace for a second. He's starting to catch up a little bit more. I'm matching his pace. He's staying behind me, but then he's picking it up. Like, this guy's going to sprint through the end. We got less than a 1/4 mile left. Okay. Like, this is how I started this training schedule. Like, I did an 8-week training schedule for a 10K.
Yeah.
A week later, I did that 5K. So I was already primed, and I was already in race shape, and I knew what my race pace was.
Yeah.
the second week of this schedule, I was doing quarter-mile sprints, which is crazy, bro.
That
like
is crazy.
A quarter mile is 400 meters.
I was barely doing the 100 meter.
Exactly, and that's what I would do. So
or 50. I think it's 50 sprint. 50 meter.
So there are 100-meter sprints. Like that's what Usain Bolt is famous for.
I think I was doing. There's regular track.
Yeah.
50.
There's 50. There's hundreds though. There's 400-meter races.
I think I was only do 50.
You gotta pace yourself though. It's
not. I messed up. That kid. That's how that kid beat me. I did the extra thing that I don't do. I was like, oh yeah, I'll do the longer one. Went all out. At the end, my legs were like jello.
Yeah.
He just went right by me.
See,
So Vaughn, you're about to face. So he's about to pass you.
He's about to, but then I just start sprinting. And I dust him.
Oh, okay.
And then I gained like another 5 seconds on him. So it would have been like neck and neck finish if I didn't pick it all the way up. But I just said, all right, well, I'm not running another race until next year. I'll tear my hamstring right now.
I'll let it go.
I mean, I was like, whatever, I took it and I ran with it. And I knew I wasn't going to run for the next couple days anyway.
Nothing? Or... It tore?
No, I'm good. My legs feel better today than they did after my 10K. And like obviously that makes sense because 5K is only half of that distance. It's 3 miles compared to 6 miles, but I ran that race 3 seconds slower a week after competing, And at 200 pounds, like that's not normal for a lot of people to be able to maintain that type of pace and run that kind of distance. And so that's why my next quest from here until April is to lose 20 to 25 pounds.
Wow, that's a lot, dude. That's like hold the fucking dumbbell. 25.
I lost 100 before. What's 25?
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
How long it took you to lose 100?
7 months.
That's quick as fuck.
It is, actually. Yeah. A little bit too quick. Like, I was really drained at the end of that. And it caused me to balloon back up. Like, after Thanksgiving that year, I was like 225 again. Wow. So then I had to work to get back down to 200.
So what are you doing this Thanksgiving? Hiding?
No, I'm not hiding. I'm going ham. Like, I'm good. Yeah. Throughout the day, throughout the week. I don't eat out much.
It's that late night. I start listening to that too. Like,
I wake up in the middle of the night and eat.
Yeah, sometimes I be doing it. So I be trying not to. And that was in your I think your first episode. You were saying that.
That's my worst habit, bro. Because that's what's holding me back from being even better than I am. Like it's amazing that I'm able to progress still at 30 years old. Like I'm just now entering my prime. I feel like I saved a lot of time for myself by just not really overexpending myself. Taking it real easy. I'm sure the drugs and alcohol had a negative effect on me, but not enough to stop me. Because look at me now.
Dude, I was gonna say you're definitely on like a good wave. Like I've even felt that before. Like when you came to AP's house when we were all burning in there. I remember you came. You came with the like an energy and aura. I was like, oh, this dude's fucking on to something. And then then you started doing the fun just for fun shit, and then. I think you were doing something else too on social media. I was like, oh wow, this guy is fucking really doing it. You were doing something else. It's like, I think the running videos. You were doing like a lot of running videos, like update videos. Like it was like, wow, he's really on like a positive, like it's like a wave that you can see is rolling in a good direction.
The worst thing I've done since like all of that was I did articles about gambling for a while.
Well, that's random.
Well, yeah, but
you're into gambling.
So it was my way into sports, right?
Okay, yeah.
I don't even gamble anymore.
Oh, okay.
Like I just took. Couple weeks ago, I just took all my money out of FanDuel and DraftKings. It was like,
so you was gambling heavy. You had a lot of money. You had money in there. That's how you know. I just took my money out of it.
I had a good budget. I had a budget
good
set.
Portfolio.
I had it. I'm not a deposit boy. So it's always about
definitely a deposit.
You don't keep your finger on the trigger. Like you pick your spots. If they don't land, they don't land. You try again tomorrow. There's always a game the next day. To me. That research, that time that goes into it, I want to spend it doing more productive things than that. And then when I was writing gambling articles, it was all just if my bet hit, I'm a hero. If my bet hit, if my bet lost, I'm the devil.
That's a crazy way to live.
There's no in between, bro. Like not only do I lose, the people that are following me lose. And then I also
because you're suggesting to these people what the fuck to do,
and they're taking my word as bond, and it's like. Bro,
now they're all
sports are
pissed at you. It's
sports.
like, oh, I'm
Anything.
not gonna listen to this guy now.
Sports are sports. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
I can't control the outcome.
The
player can barely.
If I heard you saying too in your fucking nice little podcast, I was like, yeah, Camelo's gonna do this and da da da. I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to pick that.
Right.
I could see you being convincing.
And I have all the stats and analytics, and I get into it like that, like crazy, and that's just it's just not conducive to what I want to do. So I focus less on that and telling more about the stories of the players on the field, because I think that's more important because of how much work that goes into it.
Yeah.
That's what got me, I guess that's part of the reason why I'm like trapped into running now, is because it's the closest I'll be to an athlete, and I respect that grind, bro. That grind of like an 8-week schedule. I trained for 8 weeks for the 10K I ran in.
Dedication.
And it paid off. It paid off coming in third in my age bracket in a big field, 400 people, first in the 200 pound and up. Like, that feels good after doing so much for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And being a part of the event is real great. But having an achievement from it is even better. Like, it's all goal setting for me.
Yeah.
Like, I need to get faster. I need to do this. I need to do that.
It's going against the grain too. Someone told me when you feel like your life's it's just coasting easy, like you're not on the right track. You got to be fucking going against the grain.
Dude, you gotta hit challenges.
Yeah.
It's what makes us smarter. It's what makes us stronger. It's what builds our will.
That's why sometimes I don't like smoking weed, because I feel like I won't go against the grain. I'll just be chilling.
Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's good because...
But it's like I said, it's because I'm overdoing it like every fucking second
But if
day.
you're doing something and you're high, and you're still doing it, you're like, wow, look at this other obstacle I overcame throughout the process.
Yeah.
That's the bonus. That's a bonus right on top.
You're right.
How do I stay consistent with podcasting? For me, the topics really help. And also, just being, just knowing that...
Why are you doing it? Kind of
it's all I can do to get my message out. That's why the Summer of Fun was what it was, because it was me getting my message out. When I was saved, God showed me that I had a purpose to show people that no matter how hopeless or how lost, no matter what you feel negatively about yourself, you can overcome it, and you always have a chance, and it takes really hard work to do it, but it's worth it, and it pays off. That's what my message is. That's the message that was shown to me. I'm just here to be an example of what second chances can be.
Yeah, that's great. It's funny. I've always been I was raised Christian and stuff, but recently been like kind of diving into the Bible, like kind of studying more myself. But it's funny, when I was listening to your podcast, I was driving on the highway. I was passing the Waterbury thing, and you said something about faith or something. You're like, yeah, it's supposed to be faith. And I was passing the Waterbury fucking big ass cross.
The whole that? Holy Land.
Holy Land thing. I was like, wow, this is like crazy. I was thinking, I should ask him something about that.
That's divine intervention.
Yeah,
that's what that is. That is that is God showing you a message right there. Like, you were, as crazy as it may seem, and I'm not just saying this because it's my podcast. You were supposed to listen to my podcast at that very moment in life.
It definitely felt like it was.
They say that it was spoken, right? It was written, it was spoken. God's fate is what destiny is. That instance that you had right there, he wrote that. That's crazy.
For sure. I definitely see that. And it's funny because I listen to podcasts all day when I'm driving, and I've recently listened to I'm up to date on all my podcasts now. So I was like, fuck, I don't have anything. Yeah. And then I started listening to yours, and I was like, oh fuck, this is my new shit. And I was just like, it was like zoning out. I was like, oh, this is like my new thing now.
Thank you.
So yeah, I'm on like, I think I listened with your first two or three latest ones, and then I went back. I was like, all right, let me re-listen to the first one. Now I'm on like the fourth one now.
I wouldn't like. You should bring topics to the table when it comes to podcasts, and like have some things that you want to talk about.
My topics are always something I write down.
Bro, it's always so natural with you.
Yeah, Mike, if you want to see the one, I got one random note that I wrote down, which I'm supposed to write more, but the one thing it says, stinky hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Stinky or sticky?
Stinky. Like, you go to get some hand sanitizer, and it's just there's that one brand or something that it was really during the COVID times. Like, it was like the cheap kind that you put out.
Bro.
You rub your hand on it, it smells like straight shit. It's like, what's up with that? And it's still around, and
they
I'm mad
weren't
about
hand
it.
sanitizers.
What the fuck was it?
Like that was another part of the pandemic.
What the
Like,
fuck was it?
You're not putting a hand sanitizer on. It's just like a gel. It's
Yeah.
an irritant gel. And you notice, like, when you rub your hands together real fast, you get the friction of the cells, right? That was COVID in a bottle, bro. And you were giving yourself COVID rubbing it on your hands. You ever notice how it had that rolled up, rubbed cell looking
Like a
after you
layer
were done rubbing
thing?
it in?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
That's COVID in
That
a
was
fucking
COVID
bottle?
in a bottle.
What the fuck?
And they were like, yo, if we just tell people this is hand sanitizer, they'll be
I
all
knew it
over
didn't
it.
smell right, bro.
It wasn't. It
I
wasn't
knew it
right.
didn't smell
A lot
right.
of funky products came out
Doctor's
of the COVID
office is
pandemic.
still using it, I swear.
Dude, because they need people to keep coming back.
Yeah.
Robert
smell
F.
your
Kennedy
hand
calls it the sick
sanitizer.
care system for a reason. They're not there to keep you They're not there to make you healthy. They're there to keep you sick, but not sick enough to die. That's what it is. Honestly, I don't know what that stuff was. There was really cheap hand sanitizer going around that was very weird, but that's my conspiracy to it.
That's all I had written. But dude, that was probably the dopest fucking podcast I had. I feel like I was just in a therapy session I needed or something.
Oh, sitting down here?
Yeah.
I thought about that for a second. I was like, man, he's really expounding upon some stuff that he might feel like this is a little too open or something.
No, I'm very open on my podcast.
You just turn on the microphone.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like.
Yeah,
and that's what
literally
I
what
think is
do.
enjoyable about it.
That's why I was seeing the difference between ours, which it's cool that they're different, but also the same in some ways. But yours, that's why I said it's very strategical.
It's a show.
Kind of thing. It's very okay. Then there's the sports part, and then mine's just oh yeah, fucking hand sanitizer, and fucking this random bitch is fucking I'm just fucking
right
all over the place.
The best episodes where you had your son on.
Oh yeah,
when
yeah,
Eli was on.
Yeah.
Because you were trying to get him
to talk. Yeah,
he's a shy guy.
Yeah, he is.
He doesn't know that he's a star.
Yeah, yeah, and especially with his piano and stuff. I just recently put out a vlog with him where he's I just spend the day with him, and it's he's pretty cool.
What is that like now? As you've grown older, because you had him at a young age.
Yeah, 19. I was thinking about that today. I don't really think about. Oh yeah, I'm started young.
How old is he?
He's turned 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Yeah, it's
and so
crazy,
now,
right?
as you've grown, and he's 10 years old.
Yeah. Has
it hit you what fatherhood is?
Kind of, but not really. I feel like it's always just been.
Or is he your boy?
The same thing. It's always just been little by little. But then sometimes I think about he'll be sitting there and I'll just look at him and be like, wow, that's really my 10-year-old son right now.
Yeah.
So I'll have moments like
Bro,
that.
Bro, you made that.
Yeah, so it's weird moments like that. But it's also a scary thing kind of thing. Oh, fuck, I gotta fucking be great kind of thing. And I gotta do this, I gotta do that and be.
It's a motivating
lead
factor.
Example kind of thing, yeah.
It's a good motivator.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so I have 3 goals in life, bro. And one is to be successful in whatever I choose to do, which is that's pretty obtainable. That's a normal goal. My second goal is to run in the Boston Marathon, not win the Boston Marathon. There's no way that I'll be able to win it at this point. You have people going out there running it in 2 hours and 15 minutes. That's crazy. But 3 is to raise good children. That is.
You'd be an awesome dad. You'd be a dad. I feel like I'm a cool type of dad. You'd be I wouldn't if you had a daughter, and I'm a 16-year-old kid, and I gotta go home to you. I'm oh fuck, you know what I mean? You know who her dad is though, right?
God forbid I have a daughter, bro.
You know who her dad is though.
Yeah,
right?
I'd be that Chad dad with a wife beater on.
Yeah.
No mustard stain, but I'm just wearing it just to show everybody that I could fuck them up.
That'd be so funny.
Yeah,
I can't imagine having a daughter either. I feel like it's so easier having a boy.
You just got to be a leader, man, and you just got to be a good example of a person. And as long as you're a person who's a good example, who has a great display of patience, that's all it takes to be a good parent.
I heard you say that.
That's man, and that's important, man, is patience, because they're going to do so many things that you did, and you ask yourself every day why you did them.
That's the afraid part. It's oh, look, are they going to do what I did? Kind of.
Right.
And it's crazy that he's 10, but 10 and 12, 13 seems so far away from me.
He's 9 years away from having a kid.
That's what That's crazy. I started smoking weed at 13.
Yeah.
I can't think of him 3 years from now smoking weed. Like
Right.
that's in my mind. It's like wow. Like I can't even think of him as 12. Like 10 and 12 to me is so like that seems like 10 and 16, but it's not. That's literally like
It's right around the corner, brother.
But to me, it seems like 10 and 16.
Bro.
But it's not. That's
But
crazy.
it's so cool,
like
man.
to me, he seems 8 to me.
Yeah.
Like in my mind, he's like 8 years old.
There's just something about that. Something about having a child that, to me now, and this is recent for me, like the last couple years, I've been like, man, that is amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of like
It's the most beautiful thing, bro. Like that is life, and life is God.
Yeah.
It's your piece of the puzzle.
You know what I feel like when it's even more amazing, we have a beautiful relationship with the baby's mama, which I don't, but it's like when I see people like that, I'm just like, oh wow, that kid's gonna freaking be great.
Yeah.
Or no, that could not be a factor. I know a lot of girls who had their parents and they is some demons.
Bro, I mean, how much patience did their parents have,
Yeah,
you
maybe
know?
not. Maybe they weren't paying more attention to them.
You know, how much patience and understanding and example. What was their example to go off of? You know, I think that's the best thing that I look for in a partner. Like when I date, I'm not just trying to find a girl. That's very obtainable. People like you and I, we could do that all the time. Like my focus is a little bit different now.
I've stepped up and did that. Just, I need somebody, so I'm just gonna.
Right.
This person's around, so that's it.
Right. But what do you need them
The
for?
stripper. Yeah, right.
I need a partner, bro.
Yeah.
I need somebody to build with. You know, that's what we should all be looking for. The people we surround ourselves with, what can we build with them? You know?
I was always just looking. I just need a hot chick. Duh.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's nice and everything, and honestly, I think that is a great example of what a partner should be. Right? It's not just. Listen, this is crazy to say, but whatever.
Hot take.
Hot take, whatever. Like, it's not just like all personality. You can be a very sweet person, but if you don't take care of yourself, first of all, I'm gonna be worried about you dying way too early, and like that's not anything that I need on my plate.
Yeah.
But being hot is just taking care of yourself, bro.
Yeah.
Going
It
to the
is.
gym, working out, making fitness a priority, making your health a priority. That's attractive. Sorry.
Yeah.
But it's also a very good consistency trait.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody has that, they have good qualities to be a partner.
I've never had a gym girl. That must be amazing.
I mean, yeah.
You've dated some gym chick?
Yeah.
How's that?
Incredible.
I can only imagine.
Incredible. It's incredible. And especially once you become, like, comfortable with yourself.
Yeah.
Because, like, it goes from, like, I don't want you wearing that, blah, 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 to, I love that you wear that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
People, you should have a woman that people want to gawk at.
Yeah.
Like, you should want people to look at your girl. If they're not looking at your girl,
You ain't got nothing good. Yeah.
then you're not doing too well.
Yeah.
You're not doing too hot.
Yeah.
This is sexist.
Nah, that's facts.
This is misogyny at its finest. This is what couch podcasting brings about. That's the best thing about it. All my favorite podcasts are from a
I'm gonna
couch.
animate this too. So you should take a picture of either. I was gonna do it side by side, but my characters that I do, they're always standing up. So I feel like it'd be weird if they're just standing right there. So I was gonna do like how I did with Fens, like it cuts to his room and he's standing in his room. So you can take a picture of your area where you do your podcast or anywhere you want, and then I'm gonna put your character there, and then I'm gonna be talking to you. Like you seen the one I did with Fen?
No, you did a podcast with him?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, him, AP. I got a lot of people.
That's
I
sick.
animated the Fen one
That's sick.
on this Adobe shit.
So you can do animation and all that.
A little bit. It's kind of like preset things. It's not like I'm like really.
Yeah, you're a man of many talents.
Yeah, I'm doing it. You know Chris D'Elia too. I'd be going on his podcast.
Get out of here,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah, I'd be doing submissions. He has a podcast with his brother. Lifeline.
Yeah.
That's like my 4th time on it. Like I always ask him questions, and they react to it. I
Oh,
gotta
he
show
loves
some shit.
you?
We gotta end this podcast so I can show you some shit before
That's
you go.
sick. That's sick.
But yeah, I'm gonna show you the vasectomy. All right, we're gonna end this fucking. Check out Bookmarks with Bump. I'll put the link in the fucking thing. We're also on Spotify now. Just uploaded this shit on Spotify too.
Congratulations.
So Yeah, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Catch everywhere. That was a fucking really dope conversation. This might be my best fucking things, dude. Anything you want to say to the fucking people?
We're gonna have to revisit this. We'll have to call this a part 1.
Yeah, for
because
real.
there's so much we didn't touch on.
Yeah, and even though we didn't even get to like, I want to sit down and show you like songs and the shit and like do shit like that. But I want to keep here on.
I'll be back on the JuRcast.
Hell yeah.
Best believe that. And as always, it's all love. God bless.
Hey, see y'all in the next one. Love you guys. Peace.
Smoking like a stoner. You know I'm rolling like Estonia. Buenos dias, chicas and chicos. Tienes lo que necesito. Hold up, gotta smoke along. This is your average everyday smoking song. Typically I sit back and just smoke along, but tonight I'm going in, so I'm smoking strong. In the spot, shit's hot, you got it going on. Little mama got a body I can focus on. Roast my songs flip over, get the showing how my stroke is strong. I don't know how I go this long. Run my fingers through her hair after I break it down. My hands are sticking to the leafy, never smoking brown. I'm showing now, I'm cocky, I run the city, and I still owe the whole fucking town. They used to tell me I'm a joke, I'm a smoking clown. I admit that I was hopeless and I hope to drown. They can't stop the boy from going where I'm going now. I'm focused now and I'm growing just to own the crown. I got that girl from Puerto Rico. She liked to sniff up that perico. It turned out that she was a freako. She used to call me her El Nino. I got that girl from Puerto Rico.